Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hey folks, welcome back to the Checkout Point by Blicket.co, your go-to spot for all things e-commerce. What's up, everyone? I'm Max, coming to you slightly over-caffeinated as usual and totally pumped for today's episode.
Hey, and I'm Rachel. Glad to have you all with us for another week. It's officially e-commerce news for week 38, if you can believe it. Honestly, this week flew by, and not just because I may have been glued to my laptop a little more than I'd like to admit.
Relatable. My screen time report just roasted me. But at least it means we caught all the wild news in e-commerce, right? We've got a packed show for you. Promise it's going to be worth every minute of your next 20.
Absolutely. First up, we're diving into a question I know a lot of us have. Why do shoppers just disappear from your site before they actually buy anything? We'll break down what your scroll depth data is telling you and share some fun fixes you can try out right away.
Oh, and speaking of disappearing shoppers, I'm super excited because we just published a blog post on Blicket.co called Scroll Depth, Why Your Shoppers Leave Before Buying. Seriously, we poured a ton into it, and we'll chat about some of the juiciest stuff from that post today.
Yes, I read that over lunch and almost choked on my sandwich. So many aha moments. Can't wait to get into it with you, Max.
Right? Then we've got the latest on Shopify. Executive shakeups, billion-dollar deals, and some policies that are honestly turning online returns upside down. You won't want to miss our take on what that means for your next shopping spree.
And you will not believe what Amazon's up to with their machine learning. We're talking robots making the big decisions. Is it genius or just plain creepy? We'll sort that out.
I, for one, welcome our new AI shopping overlords. Okay, but not really. Next, we'll tackle retail media madness, Google, Criteo, even these new digital malls popping up. If you're curious what could mess with your holiday shipping this year, stick around.
Plus, shipping chaos, USPS rate hikes, free shipping that's a little less free than they want you to think, and a bunch of delivery startups trying to save the day, or maybe just add to the frenzy.
And as always, we're ending on a wild ride through this week's craziest headlines. Giant IPOs, fintech drama, boardroom shakeups, all that good stuff.
We're breaking it all down so you don't have to stress or try to decode the news during your lunch break.
So, grab your favorite snack, maybe top off your coffee like me, and let's jump in. Ready, Rachel?
Born ready. Let's get into week 38's wild e-commerce ride, only on the Checkout Point.
Max. All right, so Rachel, I'm really excited about the blog post we dropped this week. Scroll depth. Why your shoppers leave before buying. This is one of those topics that always gets me fired up because people spend all this time and money bringing shoppers to their site. But then, just watch their analytics and wonder, why did they vanish into the void?
Rachel, right? And you know what? I feel like everyone's been there. You see all this traffic and you're psyched, but then reality hits. Nobody's actually hitting that buy now button. It's like you threw a party. Everyone showed up and then snuck out before dessert.
Max, yes, exactly that. One of the main takeaways I wanted to pull out from the post is that scroll depth tells you more than just, did someone land on my page? It actually shows how far down your content your shoppers are getting. Because if all your magical selling points are buried at the bottom and people are bouncing at the halfway mark, they're missing the best part.
Rachel, totally. And I love how the post digs into not just what's happening, but why. Like if you've got a premium product, something that really needs more consideration than a $5 impulse buy, you just can't expect people to make that jump in under a minute. If your vital info or best testimonials are hiding way down the page, well, nobody's seeing them.
Max, right. That's something we've run into with client sites too. Sometimes the stuff that actually convinces people, the trust badges or the customer stories, is way, way below the fold. So you look at those scroll depth analytics and boom, people never get that far.
Rachel, exactly. And I feel like some folks get discouraged when they see shoppers bouncing. But the point is, you actually have the tools to figure out why. Scroll depth tracking isn't just some nerdy metric. It literally points you to the place where your customer's attention drops off.
Max. And you can actually fix it, which is the best part. Maybe you move your best social proof higher up, or trim the page so your key info stands out. We talk about a few of these actionable tweaks in the post, so for anyone dealing with those vanishing shoppers, we've got you covered.
Rachel. Yeah, and we even share some messy real-life examples because, hey, none of us are immune to these mistakes. So whether you're running a fancy DTC brand or just starting out, there's honestly something in there for everyone.
Max, if you're into geeking out over shopper behavior, and let's be honest, if you're listening to this, you probably are, you'll want to check out the full post. We get into the weeds, but also keep it super hands-on, so you can actually use these ideas right away.
Rachel. It's live now over at blicket.co. Scroll depth while your shoppers leave before buying. Seriously, go give it a read and let us know if you spot your own scroll graveyard zones. We love hearing those stories.
Okay, Rachel, did you see the Shopify news bomb that just dropped? Khosrow Najatian, the COO, is peacing out and heading over to Opendoor as their new CEO. Like, out of nowhere. And get this, he could earn up to $2.8 billion if he sends Opendoor's stock to the moon. That's not pocket change.
I saw that and immediately thought, what is it with tech folks? And suddenly getting offered numbers bigger than my entire Sims family fortune combined, right? I mean, $2.8 billion? That's, what do you even buy with that? An island? A really, really fancy pet hamster?
Oh, totally. Here's your golden hamster wheel, Mr. Najatian. But seriously, what's wild is how these high-level moves can shake up the Shopify ecosystem for everyone. Brands, merchants, app developers. I mean, you know how we just discussed why shoppers bounce early? Leadership changes like this actually ripple all the way down.
Exactly. And Shopify is like the nerve center of so much online shopping. Plus, with Khosrow heading to Opendoor, who, by the way, are calling their founders back too. It's giving me big Avengers Assemble vibes. I kind of wonder, does this mean Opendoor is trying to hit some sort of comeback montage moment?
For real. It's like the ultimate let's get the band back together movie scene. But here's the deal. I looked into why Shopify's COO is such a big catch. Shopify's ecosystem isn't just about building stores. It's all the behind-the-scenes partnerships, like the new collab with MRM Menat. That's Shopify saying, hey, let's supercharge your commerce growth. It's like upgrading from your first bike to a rocket-powered scooter.
That reminds me, I was just reading about their new partnership with Rebound Returns too. They're working on seamless omni-channel returns. So basically, if you order a sweater online but realize you look more like a fuzzy potato than a fashion icon, you can return it way easier now, whether you're shopping in person or online.
You know, that's actually huge. Returns are like the boss level in online shopping. If the process is a headache, people bounce faster than me, avoiding my uncle at family reunions. And it totally ties into why folks might not complete a purchase. If you're not sure you can return something easily, you're way less likely to click buy.
But here's what I'm wondering. Do all these partnerships and leadership shakeups really make the experience better for merchants? Or is it just tech world musical chairs? Like, are we going to see a meaningful difference? Or is it just a new face at the top?
Great question. Honestly, it depends if these new leaders and partnerships tweak stuff under the hood, like boosting the back-end magic so stores run smoother, or making returns just work. If Khosrow brings that Shopify operations vibe to Opendoor, maybe Opendoor starts feeling way more user-friendly.
I guess we'll see. I mean, honestly, I haven't even managed to return a pair of shoes without feeling like I'm launching a NASA mission, so anything to simplify that, I'm here for it. Plus, if Shopify is growing its partnerships, it's like they're setting the table for some serious innovation, especially with AI and automation, which we're about to dive into next.
Oh, speaking of, all this back-end wizardry is the perfect lead-in to our next topic, how Amazon's using machine learning to help sellers. So, I guess while everyone's changing jobs and shaking hands, the robots are quietly plotting world domination. Just kidding. Or am I? Okay, Rachel, check this out. Amazon is literally letting machine learning tell sellers, if fulfillment by Amazon or FBA is the right move for them. It's like a magic 8 ball for your online store, except instead of shaking it and hoping for signs point to yes, you get data-backed recommendations. Super cool, right?
I mean, that is pretty wild. I was just thinking about how a lot of sellers probably feel totally overwhelmed by FBA decisions. Like, should I keep shipping stuff from my garage or let Amazon do the heavy lifting? But is it just me? Or does an algorithm telling you what to do feel a little, I don't know, big brothery?
Totally valid, but here's the deal. FBA isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. Like, if you're selling custom llama sweaters from your basement, it might not make sense. But if you're hawking, I don't know, spatulas by the truckload, FBA could be a game changer. Having an AI crunch the numbers, inventory, shipping trends, costs, it's kind of like having a nerdy best friend who's obsessed with Excel spreadsheets.
Nerdy best friends are underrated, honestly. But I wonder, do sellers actually get to peek behind the curtain and see how this AI is making its decisions? Or is it kind of a just trust us, we're Amazon, we know best situation?
Oh, that's such a good question. From what I read, it sounds more like, here's our recommendation and some reasons why. But you don't get to see the exact recipe. It's like getting grandma's cookies, but she won't give you her secret ingredient. I get why that could bug people, especially if they're control freaks about their business, you know?
I see your point, but what if the AI is wrong? Like, what if it tells you FBA is a slam dunk, but you end up losing money because of fees you didn't expect?
Oof, that would hurt. But sellers still have the final say, so it's more like getting advice than being forced into anything. Also, every time the system gets feedback, it's supposed to get smarter, which just makes me picture a little robot learning from its mistakes, hopefully not deleting any spatulas along the way.
That reminds me of what Shopify was doing. Remember our last segment? They're always hyping up the ecosystem, trying to make things plug and play for entrepreneurs. Amazon's kind of doing the ecosystem thing too, but with a lot more machine brains involved.
Exactly. And all this AI stuff actually ties right into the next big shift with retail media. I mean, thinking about how Google and Criteo are teaming up, that's our next topic. Automation is everywhere. Soon, your dishwasher's going to recommend ad strategies. Hey Alexa, sell me more spatulas.
Ha, I'd pay to see that. Siri, analyze my spatula metrics, please. But hey, do you think this AI wave is just helping big sellers? Or could little shops compete too?
Honestly, it's like giving everyone a map in Mario Kart. The big guys still have the turbo, but now the rest of us know where the banana peels are, at least.
Okay, that's a solid analogy. I'm still a little skeptical, but if AI can actually help smaller sellers level up without wrecking their wallets, I might have to admit it's pretty cool. Just as long as it doesn't start sending confusing emails at 3 a.m., congratulations, your spatulas are now being shipped from the moon.
Hey, moon delivery, sign me up. Prime shipping might finally get here faster than I can find my phone charger. Okay, Rachel, check this out. I just read about Google teaming up with Criteo to basically level up retail media ads. Like, this is the kind of Avengers Assemble moment for e-commerce advertising. Did you see this one?
Oh, I did. I was just thinking about how wild it is that Google's diving even deeper into retail media. I mean, it feels like these platforms are turning the internet into a giant digital mall, and now they're fighting over the best food court spots.
Exactly. But here's the deal. Retail media used to be kind of like the weird cousin at family parties, but now everyone's realizing it's the life of the party. You're searching for a new hoodie, and boom, there's a sponsored listing right at the top, looking all enticing. And with this Google Criteo thing, we're talking about way more targeted ads on way more sites than before.
I get that, but I have to wonder, is this actually good for shoppers? Or is it just going to be ads everywhere? Like, sometimes I just want to scroll for cute stuff, not dodge pop-ups like I'm in some 90s computer game. Remember Minesweeper? I'm getting flashbacks.
Honestly, same. But here's the thing. Ads are the secret sauce powering a lot of those e-commerce platforms. That Eat Tech article, did you catch it? They basically said ads are now the main moneymaker for shops like Amazon and Walmart, like sometimes even more than selling actual stuff. Isn't that kind of bonkers?
No way. Wait, so are they making more from ads than from the stuff that people actually buy? I mean, I guess if you show me 12 ads for cat pajamas, eventually I'm buying one.
Right? And here's a fun fact. Okay, maybe only fun if you're a nerd like me, but last year retail media grew like twice as fast as other types of online ads. It's just that now everyone wants to get in before shopping season hits. The Business of Apps piece even said a lot of e-commerce apps miss their big moment because they don't prep their ad strategy early enough.
That makes sense. It's like waiting till December 23rd to buy holiday gifts. Just total chaos and disappointment.
Exactly. And speaking of prepping early, remember in the last segment when we were talking about AI and machine learning for sellers? Feels like this totally connects because the same kind of smart tech is deciding which ads to show us. We're living in an algorithm soup right now with Amazon stirring the pot.
That's such a good point. Also, can we talk about that Amazon Nespresso campaign? They literally pressed vinyl records for coffee ads. Vinyl. Are we shopping or at a retro dance party?
Dude, if I get a free disco with my espresso, count me in. But seriously, it's wild how creative these campaigns are getting. Amazon's out there saying, ads don't have to be boring. Here's a soundtrack for your morning caffeine. It's kind of genius.
I see your point, but I just keep wondering, at what point does the ad creativity get in the way of actual shopping? Like, I don't need a Broadway musical to buy a new pair of socks. Or do I?
Depends. If it comes with jazz hands, I might be in. But yeah, it's a balance. Too many ads. You annoy shoppers. Not enough, you miss your money window. The game's getting more complicated, especially with all the tech and data flying around.
And with all these ad dollars being thrown around, you know who else is feeling it? The shipping folks, which, spoiler alert, connects with our next segment. With rate hikes and logistics backups, suddenly those free shipping banners in the ads aren't looking so friendly.
Oh, for sure. I mean, what's the point of seeing a million sock ads if they're stuck at the post office until next June, right?
Exactly. So I guess the real trend here is that retail media, advertising, and shipping are all getting tangled up together. It's not just about what we see when we shop. It's how those ads and packages actually make it to our door.
Like the world's most complicated game of e-commerce Jenga. One bad ad or shipping delay, and bam, it all falls down.
Oh, I just have to jump in. If anyone sends me those cat pajamas, please also send me an instruction manual for surviving the holiday shopping season online. It's wild out here.
Okay, Rachel, check this out. USPS is raising their rates just in time for the holidays. I mean, talk about Grinch energy right before gift season.
Oh, wow, timing is everything. I was just thinking about how much people rely on USPS for last-minute shopping sprees in December. You can practically see the collective eye twitch from every online shopper out there.
Exactly. And it's not just a few cents. Shipping's already a huge chunk of e-commerce costs. Now, if you're snagging deals online, the price might look super sweet. But once you hit checkout, boom, shipping hits you with the surprise boss level.
Yeah, like when you're at the arcade and you finally clear all the levels, but then the machine asks for more quarters. But wait, didn't USPS say something about free boxes too?
Yep, they're rolling out these Ground Advantage shipping boxes for free. But plot twist, they only work for specific Ground Advantage services. It's like getting free pizza toppings, but only if you order the pineapple and anchovies. Which, I mean, who does that?
No offense to pineapple and anchovies lovers, but seriously, that's such a catch. So it's free, but only in a way that maybe kind of helps you if you mail stuff the exact way they want. You know, it reminds me of those online sales where everything is half off, but only if you buy 5 and mail them to your cousin Carl in another state.
Right. And for e-commerce sellers, especially those who are just getting started or run small shops on like Etsy, these shipping costs make a real dent. It's not like they've got corporate jets to fly their products around.
Speaking of gigantic companies, did you see that Kroger is reevaluating their automated fulfillment networks? Honestly, I'm not entirely convinced robots pick avocados better than people do, but I get why they want to streamline things.
Yeah, but here's the deal. If your entire e-commerce operation is relying on robots and conveyor belts, one little jam and suddenly someone's grandma isn't getting her slippers in time. And then everyone's mad, especially grandma.
No one crosses angry grandma. But here's what I'm wondering. Is this all just companies running to catch up with Amazon? Like the race to solve the how do we get stuff to your door at warp speed problem?
Totally. And speaking of speed, Veho, that delivery startup, is expanding their e-commerce network to Southern California now. Honestly, this feels kind of like when a new pizza place opens in your town. Everyone's excited. But can they deliver when there's a blizzard? Or, okay, it's California, so like during a freak rain shower.
That's such a good point. I mean, more players in the delivery game should help, right? Or do you think it turns into the Spider-Man meme of all the carriers pointing fingers at each other when your package is late?
Oh, absolutely, but wasn't me, it was UPS. Nah, I saw FedEx run off with it. Classic blame game. I think that's why we saw in the last segment, advertisers are getting creative with retail media. Because if your ads convince someone to buy a product, but shipping drops the ball, it kind of ruins the magic.
Exactly. And I guess it'll be interesting with all the investment talk in our next segment, too. Like, are these shipping shakeups going to attract more big money or scare investors away?
Yeah, buckle up. Between shipping price hikes and new delivery networks, it's like e-commerce is trying to run a marathon while dodging banana peels and blue shells.
If someone figures out how to make holiday shipping smooth and cheap, that's the real-life cheat code everyone's waiting for.
Okay, Rachel, check this out. Did you see that pattern? That e-commerce reseller is going for a $321 million fundraise in its IPO? Like, that's more than a couple of shopping carts full of cash. I mean, we were just talking about shipping rates going up, and now, bam, multi-million-dollar IPOs in e-commerce. The drama.
I know. I was just thinking about all those holiday shoppers who are, like, moaning about shipping hikes, and then you see Pattern basically walking up to Wall Street with a money cannon. It's wild. But honestly, do you think 321 million is kind of ambitious for a reseller? I mean, what's their special sauce? Are they reselling secret unicorn socks or something?
Right? I had the same question. Apparently, their whole thing is using data and super fancy software to make sure they're selling the right stuff at the right time on places like Amazon and Walmart. So, it's not just playing who's got the lowest price. It's like algorithm battles, kind of like e-commerce Pokemon. Got to catch those customers.
That actually sounds kind of epic. Do you think all these big IPOs right now are a sign that even with the whole everything's getting more expensive thing, people are still betting big on online shopping?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look what happened with Open Door. They bring in this ex-Shopify COO as their new CEO, and not even 24 hours later, the company's stock jumps 36%. That's like new phone, who dis? But for billion-dollar businesses. And then they named Keith Rabois as chairman, who's basically startup royalty. Wall Street was like, take my money.
Wait, seriously? 36% just because of a leadership shakeup? That reminds me of when my volleyball team got a new coach and suddenly everyone was hustling twice as hard. Maybe there's something to that. But I still wonder, are these moves always actually good for the business, or is it just stock market hype? Like, do new bosses always mean better plays?
Ooh, that's the billion-dollar question. Sometimes it's just the hype machine, honestly. But in Open Door's case, people see Shopify experience and think, okay, Magic Online store pixie dust is about to sprinkle everywhere, you know? But speaking of magic dust, Wall Street's got its eye on all those fintechs now, too. They're basically betting huge that lending, credit, and payments are all about to get totally reinvented.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely convinced that's always a good thing. Like, I love the idea of easier payments and getting rid of clunky old credit cards, but isn't there a risk that if things move too fast, people might, I don't know, accidentally buy a Lamborghini with their phone by mistake?
I mean, that actually sounds like my dream, but also my nightmare. But for real, the more the fintech world evolves, the more average people have to keep up. It's like, congratulations, your bank is now an app, and you have to set a password that includes 18 emojis, a haiku, and your favorite Taylor Swift lyric. Good luck.
Exactly. It's exciting, don't get me wrong, but sometimes these big business moves and flashy IPOs feel, well, a little out of touch with what real people are worried about. I mean, we just heard last segment about shipping making holiday shopping more expensive and stressful. So are all these millions actually helping, or just making big numbers for headlines?
That's such a good point. And honestly, I think that's the tension right now in e-commerce. You've got all these companies making big moves, and regular folks are just out here trying to buy socks without their shipping costs doubling overnight. The market's like a giant roller coaster, and we're all along for the ride, whether we want to be or not.
Right. And And I guess all we can do is buckle up and see who nails the landing. Pattern with their IPO, Open Door with its new team, or the next big fintech unicorn. I just hope we don't lose our lunch on the way down.
And that's a wrap on another episode of The Checkout Point by Blicket.co. Seriously, thanks for hanging out with us today. Week 38 delivered some wild e-commerce news, right, Rachel?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like today's scroll depth segment has me rethinking my own online shopping habits. Apparently, I'm a notorious scroller. And honestly, the whole Amazon machine learning thing was kind of mind-blowing. I'm still processing that. What about you, Max? What stuck with you?
Honestly, I can't stop laughing at that free shipping box with a secret catch. That's the kind of e-commerce plot twist that belongs on a movie screen. And for the record, if I disappear for the next week, it's just because I'm tracking down a digital mall, not totally lost, just like virtually window shopping until our next episode.
I believe you. Sort of. Maybe we should send out a search party if you don't show up next week. But for real, I hope everyone listening found something interesting today, or at least got a good laugh. If you could change one thing about the way you shop online after listening to us, what would it be? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, hit us up. If you enjoyed hanging out with us, we'd love it if you joined us again next week for more e-commerce news and, maybe a few more of my terrible jokes. And hey, swing by Blicket.co if you want more cool resources or just don't want the party to end.
From us to you, have an awesome week. Take care of yourselves and your shopping carts.
Bye for now, everyone. Go find that Buy Now button, and we'll see you next time on The Checkout Point.
Bye.